Okay, I gotta hurry with this story because my wife has shit for me to do. So back in the days of videotapes, when I was running wild in the streets, I lived on this block, and this was the block of the three Mohammeds stores. There was the Mohammeds Smoke Shop. This is in Brooklyn, of course. The Mohammeds Tire Auto Body Shop, and the Mohammeds Videotape Shop, right? Video store, right? Here's the thing. Three different Mohammeds, not the same Mohammed. Like, they all got together in the shape of one giant Mohammed. We take this block, we make Mohammed stores everywhere, and then no more Yahudis can come over here and wahala ne wahala la wahala na le wale. So, I gotta hurry. So there's there's the time of videotape. So I would go to Mohammed's, you rent a video. I would go to Mohammed's video store to rent a video. And I got pretty tight with that Mohammed, right? And he knew I was in comedy, and he, I think, had aspirations to be a director, because they had, video stores, they had the pick of the week, the employee's pick of the week. Well, the only employee there was Mohammed, and so it would only be Mohammed's picks. And Mohammed's picks, there'd be like, some regular movies that you would watch, Hoop Dreams or whatever, and then every once in a while, sort of squozed in there unobtrusively, was a movie that, like a homemade Muhammad movie that he made. And he'd always be like, why don't you rent this one? You're going to like this one. It have a lot of action and everything, and then very happy ending, right? So, I would take it home, and I watch it, and it would be like, it kind of a low budget action with like there'd be some dudes from the neighborhood or whatever, but there was kind of a moral thing in it where there was always like the bad Jew in it that had to learn a lesson, and trying to do something shady, and that character was in various degrees. Sometimes that person was really prominent, but sometimes more in the background. But there was always, and then something would happen, and then I bring the movie back. My wife's like, what are you watching? I'm watching, it's like a Muhammad movie. This isn't the same one from last week. No, last week was more like musical. This one has some kind of melodramatic aspects, And then the thing was, I would bring back the videotapes. Ultimately, be like, what do you think of? Do you like this movie, right? I'm like, yeah, that part with the Yehudi, right? That everybody throws rocks at. Yes, this is why it's a happy ending. So anyway, we kind of got along, despite these movies or whatever. And I liked my videotapes. I'm not a technology person. I liked my videotapes, man. I liked that they're kind of they have a little heft. They're a little beefy. They got some artwork on there and everything. They're not like these little Frisbee DVDs or whatever. I like my videos. I have my collection. I have my backup VHS in case my VHS broke, which my backup VHS broke, and then one day my VHS broke. So I'm like, damn. Because now, technology's changing. I'm not going with it, but technology's changing. And I like my videotape. But I'm like, do I buy another, VCR or whatever? Or do I just kind of, I got all my movies here, you know what I mean? I got all my movies, then I get the DVD half an hour. I'm like, So while I'm kind of having this internal struggle about trying to embrace technology, I'm in the grocery store, I'm picking some stuff up. I go to leave, by the baskets, they have a little bulletin board where things are for sale in the neighborhood. Services, like if you need some Reiki, with some stones or whatever. This would be like a dog walker or whatever. Well, someone had a VCR for sale for $20, right? Use. Perfect. That solves my problem. I can use that before I embrace the cusp of the technology or whatever. This'll ride. I can ride it out for a while. So there's a number. I called a number, and it was a very annoyed, impatient Asian man answered. That sounded like he was echoing me. I was like, hello. Yes, calling about the VCR. Get the call about the VCR. Yes, is VCR still available? VCR yet available. Okay, what's that? I don't have time. Click, hangs up, right? So I'm like, all right, man. Call back, right? So call back, and I got everything prepared because clearly this dude, he told me he does not have time. So I'm like, hey, man, I just need the address, and I'll come by anytime to pick it up. He just, hey, I got it. And it tells me the address, right? 4 o'clock today. No time. Hangs up again. He's re-emphasized no time. Right around the corner of this spot is this apartment building. So 4 o'clock, go to the apartment building, boom, the buzzer, I get buzzed in, get to the apartment door. This dude answers the door, and he looks kind of like how I expected, you know, except for the fact that he answered the door in his underwear, right? And this is not like underwear you might answer the door in, you know, if you do that. This is some of the like throwback underwear that used to come 3 in a tube, that like Euro pouch, had different colors. There was like an aqua color that, you know, reflection off a pool that you've been swimming in. There was like a tiger, like rawr, this is a tiger one. And then there was kind of always like a burgundy, like a fine wine one, like an aged, you know, like your balls were being aged in wine, you know, one of those. So this was like a combo of all 3 colors. I couldn't figure out the color. So he answers the door like that, and he only doesn't say hello. He's like, take off shoes, right? And I'm like, you know, that's all that's coming off. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the grand plan is going on in here, because he answered the door. So I took off my shoes and everything. And he goes like this, and he kind of starts warming up, because he looks at me, he's like, how you get to be so tall? You're so tall. I'm like, yeah, you know. So we're talking a little bit. I'm going, I took off shoes. He gives me flip-flops that were way too small, like house flip-flops. So my foot's hanging off the edge, the heel's hanging off the back, and I got like, you know, the toe with the sock. I'm trying to reconnoiter all that kind of thing. Going there, he's just done some grocery shopping, and it's like, it's one of those places where everything looks phallic. Like there's a cactus, and there's another cactus, and then there's some cucumbers in a bowl that are going to be prepared for dinner, and there's a vacuum cleaner hose, and there's a broomstick, and there's a baguette, you know, and it's just like, you know, it's a lot of phallicism, if that's a word, right? And so I'm talking to him a little bit about, we're in the kitchen, I'm talking a little bit about the VCR, and I hear, silence, I'm watching the cricket game. And I look in the other room, sort of the TV living room area, there's a fat old English guy in a bathrobe, with his feet up on the ottoman, watching some cricket game. And this sets off like a little argument. You be silent. You be silent. Oh, the time, tell me be silent. You be silent. I won't change the bloody cricket. Just silence yourself. Silence. I say, he the asshole. He the asshole, right? So that's the vibe that's going on. And I'm like, all right, so what's the story with this video? How you get to be so tall? I'm like, we covered that already. We get the VCR is under the TV where the cricket game is watching that this annoyed dude is at. So, is he located? So, we go into that room, and the guy's drinking his fucking tea, and watching the cricket game, and the other dude, the Asian guy, goes to remove the VCR, and in doing so, he just bends over and his ass crack pops out, what there is of it. Like it's sort of extended back. And, you know, the crack is there. The crack part is there. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to look at that. So I look over at the English guy, and he's in a bathrobe, like kind of a silk bathrobe, and his legs are up on the ottoman, but he doesn't have any underwear on, and his shit is out. Like his sack is out. And it just looks like, it's like a lookout for a liquor store robbery. Like, you know, someone's coming. Like that's the vibe that's going on down there. Like the Dick's robbing a liquor store. Someone's coming. Put the money in your bag. Let's go. You know, and so I don't want to look that direction. I don't want to look the ass crack direction. I'm just studying the ceiling. And okay, this guy VCR hands me the VCR. Thank God, right? I got the VCR. Leave. You know, you're not welcome here. And we go to the door. I give the guy $20, and I say it works. It does work. Doesn't work and everything. It's just like an awkward situation. And I go to leave. He got question. One question for you. And I'm like, what's the question? He's like, how is the weather up there? Right? And I have been asked, because I'm tall, I've been asked, how's the weather up there? Probably since 6th grade. Okay, I've been tall since that long. And my stock response is, I don't know, why don't you check the thermometer, right? And I grab my stuff or whatever, and that's my stock kind of response for that. But in this situation, I couldn't use that response. Like I couldn't snap back and, you know, did check the thermometer might have been checked at that time, and I was not, you know, I was not ready for the checkup. So I didn't. I was just like, you know, weather is, you know, slightly cloudy with a chance of cock. I gotta go. So I leave, and it's just an awkward thing. But I got the VCR. I go home. I set it up, and then I have to go out to do some comedy. I come back, and I guess my wife is why she's like, you bought this VCR? It doesn't even work. Why are you bringing junk home? I'm like, what are you talking about? Why would you buy a used VCR? It doesn't work. I'm like, what are you talking about? It doesn't work. Dude told me to work. Go, you go. So I go over to the VCR. I try to put a tape. Tape won't go in. She's like, tape won't go in. So I'm like, huh? I look. Well, there's a tape in there. That's why it won't go in. So I press eject. Tape comes out. It's not marked or anything. So I'm like, well, let's see. I put it back in just to see. I press play because I'm like, hey, maybe it's a good movie I can add to my collection, right? Because I got my collection. And it's a homemade porn, right? And it's these two just going at it. You want this hot pottage? Do you? Take this hot pottage? You round eye. You round eye. You take this 3 inches pottage. You know, and it's hysterical. It's riveting. It's probably better than anything I've seen in a really long time. And my wife's like, "What are you doing? What is this? Like, what?" She just leaves the room, and I'm dying laughing. I mean, it's like the funniest thing I've seen, but it's also, you know, there's moments of beauty, and it was like there was an It's all of a sudden the VCR eats the tape. So now it's really jammed in there. I'm like, damn. So I'm trying to get it out. I got the butter knife. I'm trying to. You know, wife's like, why you stick? You're not supposed to stick a knife in a toaster. You're not supposed to put. You're gonna get a shock in VCR. I'm like, it's fine. I can't get this damn thing out. So then I remember, Mohammed has a thing where service where he's a genius with that stuff. He's fixes VCRs. He extracts tapes, whatever. Boom. So I drop it off Tuesday. To Mohammeds. They're like, he's busy. He can't really talk to me. He's like, I fix, come by Thursday. So Thursday, I come in there, some people in the place, and I'm like, hey, Mohammed, what's up? And he's like, I need to talk with you. And he says it kind of low, like whatever. I'm like, what's going on? I need to talk with you in the back, you know. I'm like, huh, all right. So I go in the back, and I'm like, what's going on? The VCR is ready. He's like, yeah, VCR is ready. This tape in the VCR. I'm like, oh, you fix, and you could see. Look, that's not mine. That was, I got it from a guy that's in there, and he's like, shh. You have more?